Okay, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning, Anambra. This is our discussion segment. My name is Sijoma Uche. I have a bearer with me. A very good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ige. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. So what do we have today?
Now, topic of discussion, it's important we talk about this because, in the quest of hoping for a better Nigeria, a better country, and believing that, we're going to get there someday, it's important we talk about a topic like this today. And we're looking at, as the federal government has directed the NCAA to sanction airlines selling tickets in dollars. We're looking at the implications. Is this the way forward for Nigeria? Are there things we're supposed to do? Is this decision right? All of this we'll be exploring this morning on the program. And of course, we already have two experts discussion things that has to do with Nigeria situations and the issues happening in the country. And we'll be talking to us this morning. Our very first guest is Professor Dennis Ribodo. He's a public affairs analyst. Good to have you on the show, Prof.
Good morning. Good morning, Anambra, and welcome to the program.
All right. We also have Mr. Nonso Ekisiobi. He's a lecturer at the Chukwemeka Odumebu Ojukwu University, Igbariam campus. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. IJ.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Prof. Very recently, we saw this one came up, and then some of the economic analysts started wondering where this is taking us to. How can we start selling tickets in foreign currency in Nigeria? So of course, the federal government had to wade in, but how did you even see what led to that? Because they have their own reasons why they started doing that.
Thank you for the question and thank you for the topic. You see, when any part of your body is sick and you refuse to take care of it, it will affect other parts of the body. The airline operators didn't just wake up and say, we are going to start selling tickets in dollars. The circumstances surrounding the economy of the country must have given rise to that. Before April, when that was announced, April this year, they've been selling their tickets. But you find out that they have this difficulty of CBN remitting their money to them. And the fluctuation in Naira, the depreciation in Naira, and the non-release of their money doesn't make good for good business. Every businessman is interested in his profit. And the government should be seen to be responsible so that people can have confidence in the system to invest. So it's a good thing that the government has come out to say that cannot happen. It's a good thing. But beyond that, there should be machinery or mechanism or processes in place to avoid situations that can lead to this. Because if our Naira is strong or as strong as it used to be, they will be begging us to buy it in Naira. But because the economy is very sick, every day Naira keeps fluctuating, CBN has multiple rates regime, and there is no what you may call standard of fairness in the management of the forex. So these people want to succeed and they want to survive. So the blame should be put on government who allow the economy to deteriorate so much to this extent. And you also know that the bad economy in Nigeria has made it difficult for local investors to even invest in these airlines. It is a way of creating job opportunities if the economy is good and people go into that. So to answer your question, if they had been giving them their money as they sell, this may not arise. But when they say and you give them, the thing depreciates because they go to parallel market to source this forex.
All right, Mr. Nunn, so this issue of the federal government directing the Nigerian civil aviation authority to sanction airlines and it's regarding those selling tickets in dollars. How did we get here? Because, presently now in the aviation sector, it looks as if nothing is working. Nigerians have been crying even before this, update that the fare, the prices are so high. People who were used to traveling before through flight are now making use of the road because they cannot afford such money. And now, because of the situation on ground, the airline operators or the management has said they want to start selling this in dollars. How did we get here?
Like Prof has just said, it's a consequence of accumulation of bad policy choices over time, and we are just experiencing just the tip of the iceberg. Why am I saying so? Because if you look at the macroeconomic fundamentals, as an economist, that is the first thing I will look at. You see that the economy is sick. Like Prof rightly said, the economy is sick. And you can see it in almost all the macroeconomic indicators. You can see it with what is happening to unemployment. Worsening unemployment. In fact, Nigeria has the highest, over 70% youth unemployment in Africa. You can see it in what is happening to inflation. I'm one of those that have been, shouting that our inflation figures are very, very unrealistic, very conservative. And we only proved right when the National Bureau of Statistics just released recent inflation report that put it at 20.25%. I still believe that it is higher. If you look at what is happening to our exchange rate, that is now causing this problem, you can see that, like Prof has said now, we have, I don't know how many exchange rate regimes we have, such that it has created room for speculation, those who, doing one sort of arbitrage, round-tripping, any sort, all these unwholesome insider practices that has now made the exchange rate so difficult to manage. You see, like what Prof said now, the problem is not necessarily that about the value of our exchange rate. The problem is that it is not stable. If you get the Naira at 700 today, and you know that in the next 6 months, it will remain at that 700, you can plan with that. You can say, okay, go on. We'll keep getting the 700. We'll keep getting the dollar, for instance, at 700 Naira. And it remains like that. But when it is very volatile, always fluctuating, especially depreciating in value.
We're coming to that.
So like I was saying, so if you look at all these things now together, you see that, like I said, it is wholly and squarely a leadership failure, both on the government side and on the central bank side. But like you said, we will still get there, because I still feel that
it's not what we're experiencing in our economy is nothing to write home about. But we'll keep talking. We don't have any other business now to talk. You say something, Prof, that these airlines are in business. And now that the federal government are giving them this instruction, they are in business to make profits. If the instruction does not work well go down well for them, or do you see them obeying it?
They have no alternative than to obey it.
Even if it's affecting their own
What
businesses?
they may do is to pull their services out of Nigeria. And if you want to travel to cross Nigeria, maybe go to neighboring countries to fly.
Accra.
It has already started.
That is what will happen. Because a businessman is not interested in your policy that does not favor him to make his profit. He will tell that he's even helping you by employing few of your citizens to work. But you said we'll keep talking. We don't just keep talking. We should keep not just talking, but acting, doing things we should do. Because it is leadership that is responsible for all these things. It is leadership whether it is at the executive level, legislative level, judiciary level, CBN level, anywhere, if we don't work hard to get leadership right, it will continue to be worse. So as we talk, we also do some actions.
It depends on what you mean by doing, because I don't know, if you are not in authority, you are not part of the policy making of a nation. I don't know what you are going to do than to talk.
Because as we are talking about educated Nigerians now, people are seeing that there is spend. In the last 7 to 8 years, with 18,000, you can do local runs airwise. Today, it's from 75 to 100.
Yeah.
Has the income of Nigerians improved? No. Whether it is in the private sector or in the public sector, it has not improved.
It's worsening, because I know what happened in the what do you call it, the maritime businesses. Okay, when this kind of charges and the whole lot of things cropped up, the people, the traders and the importers started, directing their ship, their goods to other countries where they go there to get it and then bring it into Nigeria. And then those of us that are at the receiving level still suffer the expenses. Now, do you see this repeating in airlines again? Because by the time these people move to another country to go and start business, that means we'll move from Nigeria to other countries to start using airlines. How does it affect our economy?
It has started already now, because normally when they used to sell in Naira, it's reduced the pressure of looking for these monies, this foreign exchange in the black market or in the parallel market, as it were. But now that they have made it difficult for Nigerians who wish to travel, or their agents, to access these tickets, this booking of their tickets in Naira, what it inadvertently means is that if the government wants to sanction them, and besides, I don't even understand why we need to come in public and be exchanging these things, because it's something that they need to call themselves together and discuss. Because on the one hand, they will come and say that they are pulling away their service. On the other hand, the government will come and start reacting. I think we should be proactive in this kind of thing. So when these people go to neighboring countries and Nigerians move there, what it means is that we are losing, airline operators will be losing, the normal patronage, that traffic that it generates, the people that are coming in, the goods that are coming in, other ancillary things around it. For instance, somebody comes into Nigeria.
Is it just the airline operators losing?
No,
what about Nigeria?
All Nigerians that are directly or indirectly linked, for instance, we'll start from those who work within the airline space. Taxi drivers, chauffeurs, this one, that one. Everybody will one way or the other be affected. Then secondly, when you are talking about airlines avoiding to come here, when they take commodities, like you mentioned what is happening with the maritime industry, when they take commodities elsewhere, they pay for all those things there now. All the clearance, the import duties and the rest. And Nigeria is part of ECOWAS. So ECOWAS guarantees free movement of goods and services of people and goods within the region. So they will easily bring it into the country. So those revenues that we are supposed to be getting from the activities of these airlines, bringing in people, bringing in investors, bringing in goods and services, will be affected. And Nigeria is a country that is direly in need of investment, because these people that are coming to invest here, they are not coming to invest Naira. They are coming to invest dollar. So we are battling with, security situation, the economic situation, and you still need foreigners to bring in this dollar. Now you are even making it difficult for them to even come to the country. Because definitely if they come in, how will they go? So if they see what is happening, and definitely they will ask questions. And if airlines say, look, we are finding it difficult to go to Nigeria because of this, we cannot get our money out. Imagine as an investor, you now ask yourself, if I invest in this country, is this the way I'll be struggling to take my profits back home? Like in 2016, the last data we can find about monies that foreign airlines made for operating in Nigeria, that was about $1.1 billion, from which they made over $600 million as profit. But
They couldn't repatriate that thing. As at today, what the federal government is owing for this 2012 is about $484 million. And that is what has caused this disagreement between the airline operators and the government. Because these monies are trapped here. And it belongs to them. And they need to take it back to where, their headquarters and to use to, continue running the business. So the central bank, with the agreement they had not too long ago, agreed to release 265 million. That 265 million, as at this morning when I just tried to fact check, some are still complaining that they've not received the 265 million. How far? Thank you.
All right, well, just to let you know that you can also join in discussion. The numbers are there on your screen. The questions you need to ask, the contributions you need to make, just put a call through. We're here to take your calls and hear what you have to say to us. Prof, this issue is a big issue because if we're talking about airlines in Nigeria pulling their businesses away from Nigeria, the country, we're talking about unemployment, people are dying of hunger, there is no job, and a lot of things are just getting worse. What more could this do to the Nigerian citizen?
It is a security threat at the long run. Because when you have so many unemployed Nigerians, especially youths, what you are telling them is that you can do anything to survive. So beyond the economic challenges it is bringing, it's also a security problem. Because when people cannot come to enjoy, of course there's still security problem, but assuming there's no security problem, come and enjoy our God-given natural resources for tourism. And these airlines cannot come here. Because no matter how you look at it, even if it's a student that comes in from outside this country for a holiday here or tourism here, that person is impacting on the economy of the country. So it is a whole lot of loss for the country. You are losing job, you are losing patronage, you are creating security problem. Even capacity building you are not helping that, because experiences come from all these things.
Hello, good morning.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, your name and location.
Please, I'm Ideko from Lagos.
Okay, we didn't get the name.
Ideko from Lagos.
All right, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead with your contributions.
Thank you very much. Actually, I just want to say that this issue of the dollar has been lingered for so long. And I'm really disturbed and concerned because it affects everything we are doing in the country. Being a consuming nation, whatever affects dollar, affects almost everything. And the problem I noticed is that every now and then we keep on blaming government, but we Nigerians too, we are not helping matter. You see there sometimes they take the police in order to find a solution. But when they take the policy, they find out that Nigerians will still manipulate it. Before now, they were giving money to BBC people. And the BBC, you find out that when you go there, after collecting money every Thursday from CBN, they will deposit it. They make billions from that money at the expense of the citizens. They will collect it at 400 naira, but they will spend about 600 naira. Every Thursday, they collect money twice every week. Now, when the CBN realized that these people are not helping the economy, they decided to give the dollar back, to give to the customer. But the bank managers too, they are doing worse now. You find out that instead of giving it to the people who need it for importation, they are just supporting the money to giving it to their credit. I applied for dollars with January first bank, but until now I have not been getting the money. Why many other people, all their credits, they will just go there, they will tell you you have to pay $2 million for them to approve their $20,000 naira, $20,000, or $20,000. If you give them that $2 million or $3 million, they will now approve their own. Every other person, they will ignore them, tell them that they don't have money. So I don't understand what is the problem with Nigerians. The way we behave sometimes is really uncalled for. People are just selfish and very greedy. And we have to find a solution to all these things because the government cannot do everything. In a situation whereby government is a trial and the citizens are serious against those people who be saboteurs. They are criminals.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed. But actually, I don't know. I just don't believe that the issue of government bad things. No matter the policy you bring, if the people are not honest, it will not work. And that's exactly what is happening in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You were
Yes, I understand where he's coming from. We cannot say the government will take the entire blame, but it will take a large chunk of it. If you look at this, this basic economics, demand and supply, the demand for the dollar is more than the supply. So we now ask this question: what is fueling this excess demand? This is a country where we spend over 18 billion for looking for dollar to pay school fees abroad. If our universities are up to the standard that we have abroad, people want to send their children abroad to study. Our universities are on strike. People are going outside. The same leadership we have the effrontery to be brandishing pictures of their children graduating in foreign universities when theirs is under lock and key. If our universities are good, it will be a dollar reverser, in the sense that people will be coming here people from abroad will be sending their children here to come and study. You come to the healthcare system. Nigeria is having a rising case of emerging illness, cancer, kidney failure, diabetes, all these things that that we cannot easily treat here. So people are going abroad to treat themselves. Why are they going there to treat themselves? Because here this place is not favorable, and they need dollar to pay there. So if our health system is in order, people will not be going there to be spending millions and millions of dollars. We are talking about importation. Why do we import? There is no sincere investor that will want to come to this country, or even a local investor, and want to set up a business without the same government system frustrating them. The infrastructure is not there, the security is not there, the energy is not there. So why won't and the multiple tax windows. So why won't we be looking for dollars to import this thing that we cannot produce? If we can produce it, why do we need to import it? So when we accuse the government, it's not as if we are intentionally just wanting to blame them. Okay. See, the main thing now I want to say now. The main thing I want to say is that I've looked at the demand side. Why are we demanding this dollar? But now, why is the supply now being a problem? Okay.
Okay, Chukwu from Jos. Okay, welcome.
Yes. Let me just contribute to this. We're going to face it. And in the first place, these are some of the characteristics. You don't blame the private sector. You should blame government. And you see our umbrella has been value. Dollar has been authority. You have fight. Whatever they are doing, you shouldn't blame them. Not government. If government happens to do it well or get it right, immediately all the things are in private sector will come in place and they will do it right as well. But if government cannot get it right, you expect private sector to get it right. No way. So blame government entirely.
Okay. Thank you, Jess.
Please, that supply side, before, we knew that, yes, there was a kind of a gap between what the official rate is and the local rate, but it wasn't this bad. Why has it become this bad is the question we should be asking. Our number one source of foreign exchange is from the sale of crude oil. And we are in this country where half of what we produce is stolen. So the normal revenue, that's the question a presidential candidate was asked the other day, and he said that you and I cannot steal oil, which is true. That is the people within that know how these oils are stolen and taken away. So when the government, for instance, the government used to get, just assuming a government used to get $100 before, then and that $100 could, satisfy like 80% of our dollar needs. All of a sudden, that same government now has said that we are experiencing oil theft to the tune of almost 50%, over 700 and something billion barrels are being stolen per day. So our oil revenue has reduced drastically. So people are not asking that question. This is where we are supposed to be getting majority of the dollar. And the little we manage and get, NNPC will tell you that it has used it to pay subsidies, so there's no money. So we are not asking, what is happening to the supply of this dollar? There's something, that's the major place we get, that's the major place we get this dollar. So nobody is asking that question. So if we are blaming the government, we are blaming the government because it is not doing what it's supposed to do to secure that supply of the dollar. At the same time, when manufacturers like this person that just called now said he's looking for dollars since January, you will not get it. But election is coming now. From the primaries, you see the same political class dispensing dollars. If they don't respect the naira, foreigners will not respect it. Simple.
All right. Matters are rising. We're going to the streets now to hear from people what they also have to say about the topic of discussion. When we return, we've been, Mr. Nonsa has been talking about some of the challenges of why this is happening. We'll look deeply more. Our Prof will be telling us more about some other challenges. Then, trying to find a balance if it's going to be doable in our country. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Another man's country's currency in your own domain tells how low and how bastardized your own currency has become. And one, it increases even the hardship more on the citizens. The things are already hard, but you're using a higher currency than your own as a legal tender for your own people. It's simply a no-no. It's simply a no-no. And I might understand from the airline's point of view, things are very costly, inflation is very high, over 30%, and they are trying to make ends meet on their own part, but you can't just do that.
Adding the economic situation, especially for those who are traveling by air. The implication is now more people will abandon air traveling to road traveling. It is going to have adverse effect on our naira. Seriously, it's already going to affect it.
Part of what we are going to do is for the federal government, one, to ensure that the doctors and some of these medical practitioners are retained, paying them as and when due, and try to help them to know what the problems are. And some of those hospitals and those equipment, government will make sure that those things are in place. Not using antiquated kind of equipment.
They're supposed to sell it in our own currency. It's not good for them to be using foreign currency to sell airline tickets. It's not good for our economy.
All right, glad to have you back. It's Good Morning Anambra if you're just joining us, and we're just back from the streets. We've been talking about as the federal government has directed sanctions on NCAA if they sell their tickets in dollars. And of course, we've been looking at some of the problems, some of the challenges, the implication of this on the Nigerian economy. Prof, there's a lot of things now so raised up, ranging from the medical, health, issue that if the medical, side is well, then, we won't be going outside the country to pay in dollars. If, other sectors of the economy is working fine, then we will not be having issue with all of this. And he also asked the question, why is there so much demand of this dollar? Now, what are some of the other problems? Because with all of these things staring us at the face, the election is around the corner. Where do we go from here?
Where we'll go from here is that we are going to take our destiny into our hands. That's where we are going to. The Nigerian problem is the political class, and they know that. And that is why they're fighting tooth and nail to make sure they remain our problem. We have to take it from the root. You can't have a square peg in a square hole when the man on top is not a square peg in a square hole. That is the problem. So we must start from recruitment process. Thank God February there will be election for presidential and national assembly elections. and after that you have that of the state. We must get it right. I'm in a university system. Assuming that as a lecturer invigilating an examination, you caught a student doing exam malpractice, the law stipulates what will be done about it. Document the student and take to the appropriate authority. If you not take it to the appropriate authority and that appropriate authority decides to kill it, what will you do? Will you go and catch another one tomorrow? So the problem is that those who should take control are not responsible. That is what you have. Because they themselves are corrupt. Nigerians, our politicians now eat dollar. Let me use that word. They are part of our problem. So, during the presidential primaries in Abuja of both APC and PDP, AFC said they went to this Eagle Square to look for those sharing dollar. How can they share dollar there? Don't they have a brain? Would they share dollar in the field? So the problem is that the political class, our politicians, have dollarized our economy. It has trickled down beyond them to even traditional rulers and most people are converting their money. And why is it that? If the leaders will not have confidence in our naira, who will have confidence in our naira? Is it the outsider that will have confidence in our naira? So we must start with this new opportunity God is giving us for an election and look not just on the party, but on individuals. Who have the track record from what the person has done in the past to start putting things in. That's where it will begin. There's no miracle that will change it. This failure didn't just happen overnight. It has been there consistently. There are people who profit from the failure of the state and they work hard to make sure the state fails. And the greatest of them all are the political class. I'm not missing one about it. The political class, they are the major problem because for the past 7 to 8 months, the university is closed down. Would the responsible government allow universities to close down for just a week? No. What is that? What is that demand university workers are making that government cannot afford? Is it a selfish demand or patriotic demand? If the system is working, why are they sending their children out of the country to go and study? But I remember when I was undergraduate here in the early 90s, I studied with some people from Cameroon, Burkina Faso, in Anambra University. Here. They studied in Nigeria here, including Thabo Mbeki, all these people. They studied here. So what happened? It is not that the political class have failed to be responsible and that the followers are just clapping for them.
That's where I come. That's all I want to ask you, Mr. Nonso. He has talked more about the political class. Elections are around the corner. Are we really going to, the political class, are they going to take chunk of this blame? What about the citizens, the followers like they talked about? Because it's another election time. This same political class will come with their usual story of take this, vote me, take this, vote me. What will we say to the followers, the citizens? Because if we don't get it right, with the situation on ground now, where do you think Nigeria will be heading to?
Yes, the followers we are responsible for part of the problem, but it is as a result of how the same leadership class, which as far back as the 1980s, Achebe has in his wisdom, pointed that yes, it is squarely. It rests squarely on the kind of leadership we have. Yes, the problem with Nigeria. So, this leadership has weaponized poverty. They have weaponized hunger, illiteracy.
Who put this leadership there? Because
So,
talking about the leadership.
So we put them there.
So that's what I'm saying.
Just go there.
They put themselves.
See, that's the thing. See,
It's just that
now the engagement is becoming more interesting. Because before now, our leadership recruitment process, like Prof. alluded to, has not been as firm as it is becoming now. Mm-hmm. Before now, the elections can go on and, results, I don't want to go into that.
The results may be out
So,
even before the election.
Now, you can see that, civil society, individuals, political parties, and the rest of them, even the media, are now, beaming the spotlight on what is going on with how these leaders emerge, trying to make sure it is not going to happen overnight, but we are trying to make incremental progress. That is why 2023 will want to check, for instance, the efficacy of this BVAS and the recent adjustment in the amendment in the Electoral Act. So, as citizens now, you will not blame them to an extent where a family that may have not seen 10,000 naira in a month, when you are offered 10,000, you'll be like, when these people go there, how do you demand responsible leadership? Let you take the one that you have seen. A bed at hand is worth two in the bush.
Do you think it's going to play a role in this coming election?
Yes, there is hunger. Even the ruling party, one of their campaign spokesman was speaking the other day, that's Keyamo, and was saying that people are hungry, and you are talking about religion. Indirectly, he has admitted that the same party has increased the hunger in the land. They created this hunger
to use
it now. And again, they created illiteracy. Imagine a presidential candidate coming to say that majority of the people in the north are not on social media. Why are they not on social media? Why do we have a high number of out-of-school children over there? Why is the level of illiteracy in the north very high?
And you guys have been in power
for a long time.
Okay, let's continue. Let's keep our eyes on the ball because we are looking at this purchasing of etiquette in foreign currency, not just dollars. And then, of course, we are looking at the implications and a whole lot of things that come with it. But I know that in governments, people put advisors that will advise the president, especially economic advisors that will advise the president, on how best to manage the economy. So, Prof, I'm coming to you. If you are appointed as one of the advisors, economic advisor to the president, what will you advise at this stage, considering the money that is going into this? Of course, they say that they have, the federal government said that they are spending 14.6 billion naira on Nigeria Air. That is embarrassing. So where are the economic advisors, and what will be your advice to the federal government?
You see, who are you advising? Who are you advising? Did he appoint you there to take your advice or to fulfill our righteousness? These are the issues we are talking about. One Obasanjo was there. He said that an advice, he is bound to take it or not take it. So that's why we need people that are competent to be at the helm first. So when you give advice, he will take. Here you give advice, they view it from tribal, religious, political sentiments. And it cannot work. So that is why competence must take precedence over mediocrity. And we ourselves, like ABS is doing, we keep on conscientizing the people. Because you make me a particular advisor with my best brains and my experience, and I tell you what you do, and you don't do it. Will I come and kill you?
Let me shock you. Like my students used to say, let me shock you. That this same government, you are asking him if he was made an advisor. This same government ran for 6 years without an economic advisor. He just appointed him not too long ago. So at the twilight of your administration, that is when you are appointing an economic advisor. If you are appointing him this late, will you still take any advice coming from him?
You just have a few months.
Do you have a few months to go?
I don't know.
So that is the problem. It is deeper than we are thinking.
No.
If things were going well, then advisor can advise, and it will be taken. But here, sometimes they appoint you not because you merit it, but to satisfy their own personal political interest.
So let's talk about the way forward, Mr. Mansour, because I know in some certain countries, if you don't just wake up in the morning and increase, for instance, increase fare, increase things, to a point that the citizens know that this will affect them and affect business and affect all they do. The citizens rise up and you see some form of protest that unseats a president.
Yeah.
Now my question is, while we're talking about the way forward, we the citizens of Nigeria, is it that we've not gotten to that point? Or, because we keep saying, it go better. It's a normal slang we have here. And, we see things getting worse, but it go better. Is it that we've not gotten to that point where we would say, see, enough is enough?
I'm glad you asked the question, because like what has been going on with, sorry I'm digressing a bit, but I want to relate it to what you just asked. Where we have been on strike for months, then you see that it was until when SERAP, this socio-economic rights and accountability project, took the federal government to court. That was when the federal government ran to take this ASU to court. Now, I've seen a group of students the other day that has taken the federal government to court again as to why this thing is not going on. That's when I now told myself, it's as if we are beginning to get there. If people can begin to explore the options as to how we can bring this government to sit up, which gradually we are becoming more conscious about, you will keep them on their toes. So the way forward, I want to start from the top. The way forward is simple. The government, everybody, International Air Travel Association, the National Association for Nigeria Travel Agency, the Ministry of Aviation, and the NCAA, everybody, she just need to come and sort these things out among themselves, even including the CBN, so that they can know whether they can work out, for instance, a plan where these monies will be released, in maybe batches or tranches, and everybody commits to that. You cannot, like Prof said, you cannot tell these people what to do based on the reality they are experiencing.
Why don't you tell them what to do when there's a law? There's a law in the country guarding against this, that you're not supposed to sell your tickets in foreign currency.
But you are not guaranteeing the possibility of them taking their profits away. That's the thing. You are not guaranteeing
their money.
They need their money.
You are holding their money.
You are holding their money, and you are telling the person not to react. Then again, the other day, Allen Onyema was complaining about this same thing we are discussing. And in the interview, he was very clear that that the federal government needs to go beyond this normal noise making. And like what happened between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, when they refused some slots for Nigerian Airlines. We had to bar them entirely or reduce their slot to one. Then, in that tit for tat, something was now done, and the slots for airpeace was increased. And so we are coming to that point where the federal government will say, okay, look, local airlines, what is your problem? Because Alan was saying that most of these places that Nigerians pay up to 2 million, 3 million to go to, they can pay less, up to 500,000, 1 million. Because he doesn't need to repatriate his money anywhere. He's a Nigerian. You pay him in Naira, and he keeps it in Naira. So why don't we look? The other day we were talking about how these airlines, Asman and Co, were pulling away because of one issue of regulation or the other. We are saying that the flights, the airlines you have are not available. Find a way of supporting these people. Find a way of creating this window for them. Is it because, I don't want to go tribal now, but is it because the major airlines owner, the major operators are not from a particular part of the country? If they were, they would have been enjoying the kind of government assistance, concessions that the likes of Dangote and Co enjoy. That's the thing. So we need to come and say, no, look, these people, Airpeace, Dana, Arik and Co, what can you people do? What can you people come up with? Okay, we create a special window for you to get maybe 1 or 2 more aircraft, and we negotiate with these countries that we want more, routes, more allocation, more slots for our own local airlines to come over to your country. If we begin to use our own airlines, half of this problem, is this the first time the government will be supporting a private business? And we need this Nigeria Air you mentioned. It should not be something we read on the headlines. It should come out too now. If we have Nigerian Air, it will be favorably, take away most of this pressure.
We're asking how sustainable is that?
Yes. And as we are beginning to round up, please, what's the way out? Prof, we wanted to say something.
Yes, the way out has been marshaled out by my brother here. But those are the immediate way out. The long-term way out is what we are saying, that all of us should be involved. People say, because I'm involved, we should be involved to take back our country and put things in the right perspective. That is the way out. We have to encourage local investors, whether it is in the airline or education. We have to encourage that. And the government cannot run away. What they have to do is to stop all this stealing, massive stealing of public funds. And you have sufficient fund to cut off everything in this country. One man is alleged to have stolen almost 170 billion. You know what 170 billion can do in an airline? Can do in education? That is one that was seen. There are ones that are not seen. So if you can block these things, sincerely block them, you have surplus. Go to America today. Most of the universities that are doing well are private universities. I'm not advocating for private universities. But these private universities have their national interests at heart, to the extent that the American government gives support for research in private universities, because the outcome of those research universities will promote American economy. But here, does government fund any research in Nigerian universities? The answer is no. In the last 10 to 20 years, except unless now that TED fund is coming up, there is no budget for research. How do you develop? This clothes you are wearing came out of research. The phone is came out of research. So if you don't invest that area, you cannot. And some of this foreign government is having, sometimes they need to commission people.
To digress a bit, there was a question asking what the money that the investors are generating, what are you making use of it for?
You have not invested for the investor to start generating now. You have to invest, because if they
are you saying you guys are not generating?
There's nothing that's been generated now.
Because we're looking at all the.
Are you not aware they are running this treasury single accounts? So the monies don't even get, they are not directly
all the school fees, everything.
Yes. How much is school fees? Less than 50,000 naira. What is the price of a diesel? Can you power a diesel in a faculty in a day? To buy a diesel, the world government sends us overhead to universities for a year cannot sustain that university.
I was going to ask you that. Don't they send money for overhead?
Whatever they send, the records are there. You can do your research. You are a research journalist.
So it's only on diesel that you spend your money. Are there any other thing? Is there any other
I'm
thing
giving you an example. Diesel, electricity bill. Just take these two.
Maintenance of other things.
Okay, we have to get it right everywhere. When we talk about our economy, we have to get it right
if you create the opportunity, which you have been doing, I will come and be updating you on what
we have told government that you don't need new universities in Nigeria. That what we have today, if you fund what is existing well, we can run 2 streams of students every year. You don't need new university. But they won't do that. But they want you to go and pay 1 million, 3 million in private university so that business can grow.
It's good we have a University of Aviation coming up. I think it has gotten approval. So maybe it will bring up that research that Prof is talking about.
No, they can have a faculty in any university. They don't need a new university to do that.
I'm being sarcastic.
Okay, thank you very much. Ebere, we must go.
Well, we must go, man. Of course, the issues are so much. We cannot end talking about it. But as much as we can, we'll keep talking about it. And the most important thing, yesterday on the show, we talked about enforcing, these things. We know what is right, but we just refuse to do that. And then we ask the question, how can we get better? It's going to be very difficult. So, in as much as we keep talking on our own part here, it's important that the government, it's also important that we, the followers, the citizens, do our own part. Well, this is exactly what we'll draw the curtains on today's
issue. But before we go, remember that even the scripture said that you cannot punish a disobedience except your own obedience is complete. Okay, that's why most of the times we'll talk about the leadership and the leadership and the leadership. If you're not getting it right as a leader, there is no way you expect the people that you are leading to get it right, because you have to lead by example. If you tell me not to go there, man, don't go there, so that I will know there is no road to that place.
Well, as much as that is true, I could tell you not to go to the fire, and you also know you shouldn't go to the fire. That's what I'm saying in essence is, we the followers, we also know what is good, in as much as this government must lead by example. But let's do our own part. Michael Jackson will always say that the change starts with the man in the mirror.
Don't buy tickets in dollars, but you are sharing money to your what do you call delegates.
You are sponsoring pilgrimage with dollar. When you cannot sponsor manufacturers,
money in dollars.
You can't sponsor manufacturers.
So these are the things.
But
okay?
you are sponsoring those that want to go to Jerusalem, Mecca.
These
You're
are
not
the
gonna
All right, well,
that's by the way, anyway.
We're trying to continue today's edition of the program. Good morning, Anambra. And I want to say a very big thank you to our guest this morning who's been able to look at those issues, talk about them, and we're just hoping and believing that the federal government, would take some drastic action that would change the situation of the country. And then again, next year's election, we hope we will make the right decision, because that's where it could start. Now we're talking about leadership. Let's try as much as possible next year to elect those people that could make that difference. Thank you so much for joining us, Professor Dennis Aribo, Public Affairs Analyst. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And of course, Mr. Nonso Ekisiobi, a lecturer at the Chukwemeka Odumegwu University Ibarriam campus. Thank you so much for your contributions.
Thank you very much.
IJ?
Yeah, thank you for those of you that worked with us today. Thank you, the camera guys. Thank you, the ops directors, the producer, the executive producer, a whole lot of people in the house. Thank you for joining us today. Let's do it again tomorrow.